service announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. Now, I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team effort. And if we're being completely honest, some of you need not only this mask, but this mask too. Service announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. Now, I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team effort. And if we're being completely honest, some of you need not only this mask, but this mask too. service announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. Now, I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team effort. And if we're being completely honest, some of you need not only this mask, but this mask too. Service announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. Now, I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team effort. And if we're being completely honest, some of you need not only this mask, but this mask too. service announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. Now, I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team effort. And if we're being completely honest, some of you need not only this mask, but this mask too.
Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by Indy Wrestling US. Check out IWC, RWA, and more. And listeners like you, support this show at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give them what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect.
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 731. Tuesdays, we've been talking about professionalized wrestling, and I am very impressed that everybody stopped talking about whatever they were talking about in the middle of the countdown to the show.
I'm just shocked.
I am just amazed and shocked at the professionalism of this wonderful broadcast professional crew that we have tonight. And I really do appreciate it. But we do have a crew with us. We do have, of course, he is from Rizz Plays Games. He is the Rizz.
Me, by the way, I was not at Polycult, and I was not at the Thunderdome.
No,
So,
apparently everybody thought you were at both of those?
everyone thought I was at different places, but I'm here on the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Hi.
You're way behind your title. That's
oh,
all right.
my
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh, my
Go watch that
goodness.
head move. Watch that head move. Also, I need to readjust you guys over here because I realized I had you on an old thing. But that's okay. We are adjusted. Also with us, he is up in Beacon, New York. He is the only Mayhemmer with a future endeavor letter from the WWE. He is Mad Mike.
Hi, Sorg.
Hi.
It's a day of firsts for me.
Mm-hmm.
We just did our first Hello Fresh meal.
Hello Fresh. It's where they send you a
What'd you
box of
have?
things.
It was delightful. We had beef, pork bulgogi.
Oh, that's not a real thing. What's a bulgogi?
Yes, it is.
What's a bulgogi?
It's a Japanese sauce. It's great. And also, I got this awesome New Day shirt.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Scambeckler shirt.
No, it's not the WWE guy. I forget who it is, but it's the one that Biggie is promoting on his Instagram page.
Mm.
And all the proceeds go to NAACP. So yeah, it's
There
great.
you go. There you go. We also have on the line with us. He's back with us. He was hanging out with us Friday night on Top Rope Tabletop. You can check it out on IndieWrestling.us, social media all over the place. And, of course, we'll have an audio podcast of that soon on the Sorgatron Media Network. Maybe even drop it in this feed if you're listening on the podcast feed. But Tony Kincaid, the ringside announcer for the Renegade Wrestling Alliance and Prospect Pro Wrestling, you'll hear his voice tomorrow night as well. I'm still in the plugs. I'm sorry, I forgot to plug. Suburban Slam from Prospect Pro Wrestling is debuting on their social media. Tony, thank you for joining us. You've been busy.
No, keep rolling off my accolades.
Look how
It makes
busy
me
he
sound much
is.
more
He's
important than I
such
am.
a busy
Indeed.
guy.
I do a lot for you people.
Yes, he does. Thank you for joining us.
God damn.
And you shared some stories and roped in Doc to tell some stories.
I did do this.
On Patreon.
This is a thing I did.
Yes, you did.
On Patreon, you can hear some funny stories that Doc and I experienced as we are, of course, the two of the three-man team for RWA and the two-man team, maybe three-man team for 2PW. So Doc has 10 years experience. I am better than him, and I've reached his level in only 2. So it happens. Whatever. It's not his fault. But he's experienced a lot more.
As
So he
you
told
do.
a fun story over the phone.
As you do. And I'm also telling him right now, by the way, Tony, you are going to read the Patreons in a few moments when I get to that. I'm sending you that right now on Facebook, so you have that to read.
Okay.
Because we are professional around here. Also, so last week, before we get into things, we had a little bit of breaking news. And we do have it at the top of the show. I think I have everything ready to go here. So let's see if this is going to work. But I sight unseen, the breaking news just dropped in my inbox. Let's see what's going on.
Breaking news.
Nope, he doesn't
Is that
have
the
any
breaking
audio.
news?
He doesn't have any audio. Why doesn't he have audio?
Oh
Finn
no.
Balor is the new.
Oh, there he is.
NXT
Let's try it again.
champion. From the WMS News Global Broadcasting Headquarters, I'm your pal in the mainstream media with breaking news. Finn Balor is the new NXT champion. He won the title, defeating Adam Cole on Super Tuesday 2. Finn is only the third person to win that championship twice, joining Shinsuke and Samoa Joe. And it's the first time he's held that title since 2016. More developments as they come. For now, back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Thank you, Mainstream Matt, for that update on what's happening on NXT tonight, and we'll see if there's any more updates of anything significant. But I think it was the biggest one was the who's winning the championship there, Finn Balor winning that. So thank you for any thoughts before we get into the top of the show here.
Oh, I mean, congratulations to Finn. He finally found a place that actually lets him do what he does well, which is wrestle. And he found a great dance party. I can't wait to watch this match. Obviously, I'm here. I can't wait to watch the match. Should be a good one.
On demand, baby. On demand. But anyways, this is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Please go check out everything at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. You can also you check out this and all kinds of other great podcasts, including the Indy Mayhem Show. We have a lot of great conversations over there, including Tim Cross of Real Shoot Wrestling. And we find out where that name came from, and we talk about his experience with both Chavo Guerrero and his chiropractor and Matt Riddle, just weeks before he debuted at NXT, actually. So go check that out in the feed, too. You can also drop us a line at that email address. Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com or 412-206-WMS0. Tweet us at Mayhem Show. Facebook live and group. I'm sorry, the Facebook page and group for Wrestling Mayhem Show. We are live on the Facebook group every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We are also live on the Twitter. We are for at Mayhem Show. We are live on the YouTube page, and we are live on the Sorgatron Media Twitch page. Please, wherever you're at, we do have all of them up. And as I can see,
You know it's coming.
how do
right?
I know that I am live on the Twitch page? Is if the Twitch phone, it has multiple great Kali faces going on over there from Rizz Plays Games. That means we're doing good this week. Also, I changed the settings so now you can see them when I hold up the. Look at that!
You're in
Look at that!
dark mode.
Yeah, I changed the
I just
auto
need to
focus
change-
so
I
it can
need to change
focus
that
in
because-
a little better on your Kali faces there. So
Yeah,
that's for the
I kind of
video
need to
people.
change that on my desktop because I changed everything and put it back into light mode. Now I have to turn it back into dark mode.
Oh,
It's a fun little.
you're having
fun
a
little
light
game
mode,
we have.
dark mode fight, huh?
There we go.
Man. But anyways, and also if you're on video and wondering, that is some Indie Wrestling Network streaming live behind the Rizz there. There's some Christian Noir doing creepy things. I miss him doing creepy things. But anyways, you can also support the show, patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. And as we've been doing the last couple of weeks, we let our special guests give the shout outs for our Patreon supporters. Tony Kincaid, can you please do that for us right now?
Do I read the whole thing, including their @, and
No.
how much they donate?
No,
Because I
just
feel like that's a little
let
invasive.
me know what the level is and who they are.
Okay, works for me. So thank you to our Patreons or Sorg's Patreons or my Patreons. In fact, you should all be my Patreons. Thank you to my Patreons, fans of the show level, Bo Diggity, Ed Burke, Bobby F. J. Town, Team Hammerfist. Now the Poppy Club level, we got Bradley Ruthers, Dave Podner, and Tina Keys. At the Pizza Club level, we have Doc Remedy and Kyle Turner. And at the manager level, we have Occupy Pro Wrestling and Farnsworth Investments. Thank you to all of you very much for your support.
You said that very quick while I was doing my tweet. Yeah,
By
thank
the
you
way,
so much.
Woo!
Woo!
He literally pays for it.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
That in.
The Bo Diggity. Woo! I need like notes. I need to start including notes with
Yeah,
that.
you have to tell me these things. I don't know.
Listen,
Yeah,
the-
Sorg, stage cues.
Do
Do you think I watch this show?
cues.
God damn.
You're a professional. It's fine. You know, I knew you'd work through it. But
I got this.
so yeah, let us know how you've been liking us, allowing strangers to butcher your names on the Patreon shout outs.
Actually, that I will say, of all the lists of weird names, as a professional wrestling commentator, that was pretty easy. Because professional wrestlers have some weird names.
That is true. So with that, speaking of wrestling, let's talk about a little bit of wrestling. Of course, NXT happening as we speak. I turned the TV off so I wasn't distracted by it because I think Rhea Ripley's in a cage match tonight. Is that correct?
Yeah, against Mercedes Martinez.
That would be distracting because that sounds like
that should be
delightful is not the word for it,
brutal.
but
brutal.
That sounds destructive.
that does sound destructive.
That's gonna be brutal.
All right, guys, what do we want to get in first? Do we want to talk about All Out, or do we want to talk about how WWE is being shitty to their wrestlers yet again?
Oh, they're not the only ones.
Okay, this is why does wrestling suck this week apparently. So I don't. Can we start with WWE? Just because I feel like we'll lose it otherwise. So WWE last week, apparently, 2 Sundays ago, if I have my timing right, WWE had a call with Vince on the call with the wrestlers, a conference call, informing them. What are you laughing over there?
It's not even like just wrestlers. It was wrestlers and reporters, which was even like just.
Oh no!
Staff members. It was a legit, like, almost quarterly call.
And
Vince did a Vince.
all I can picture is Vince coming up, like, just stumbling, not even talking about anything, like, no questions about this, nothing. It just comes up to the microphone and goes, "Yeah, we own their real names too, damn it," and that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
So okay, let's roll this back a minute. So apparently it was a discussion about, we follow, I follow a bunch of them. A bunch of the wrestlers are on Twitch. Some are on Instagram. A lot of them are on Instagram. A lot of them are on Cameo, which has been some great moments from Cameo, amongst other things. And that has, and there's been things, and there was speculation what drew this out. One speculation was about AJ Styles talking about his COVID positive test the week before.
I still think that was what it was.
What's that?
I think that's what it was.
That you think that's what it was, but the other thing, which may also be in the mix, it could be many things, Mike. And one of those many things could be one Lana, CJ Perry, on her Instagram was doing Bang Energy ads. Disclaimer, disclaimer, I have filmed Bang Energy ads for a Dance Mobs influencer on Instagram, so I'm familiar with the process.
It could also have been Paige's Twitch channel. It could have also been just the fact that Up Up Down Down is becoming a little less WWE owned and more Xavier and company owned. It could be
just Austin Creed's push to be on G4.
Yeah,
it could
be all that.
It could be a bunch of things.
So before we really dig into this, did anyone watch?
Can we all agree that as of this moment, we're all 100% sure Vince still doesn't know what Twitch is?
Oh, he has.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No
idea.
idea.
No.
Okay,
He doesn't know what video games are.
No.
Yeah, like just because we're all on. Someone said that he was not getting money from these things, and he says, "Damn it, that's my money," and that's what happened.
Very possible.
All right. I have 2 things. If he's angry about them using their character names on these apps, I can understand that.
Sure.
I can understand that because that's WWE licensed names.
Yeah, they would be within reach if they said you need to cut this out with your WWE
Absolutely.
names. Yeah, because that I mean, if a WWE character, if Roman Reigns, not whatever his real name is.
Joe Anoa'i.
Yeah, Joe. And yeah, if Joe goes on and talks Bang Energy versus Roman Reigns goes on and talks Bang Energy, that's a problem. That's absolutely a problem. And
but,
WWE, they're within rights at that point.
Yeah. I the reason I think it was the AJ Styles thing is because A, him admitting to a COVID test makes the company look bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because the female wrestlers have been advertising like makeup and clothes and stuff for years.
Mm-hmm.
For literal years. Like that's not anything new.
Kind of
really.
shocking that they didn't. Kind of shocking that they haven't cracked out on that sooner, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's why I don't think it's Lana thing. I think the people who are pushing those Lana thing are just people who rag on Lana. To be perfectly honest.
Okay.
I really legitimately don't care who was the kicking point, the starting point for why Vince got ticked off about this. As an independent contractor in the business right now, I was vomiting from the concept of him saying, "Oh, and we own your real names too."
Yeah.
Listen, dude, you don't. Like, even wrestlers who wrestle under their real names, like Cena. Like, Cena owns John Cena, the person, because that is physically him. The character John Cena is WWE property, but he can go be John Cena in Impact or AEW if he wants to, and you can't stop him from using his real name because it's his real name.
Just like Brock Lesnar, just like Kurt Angle.
It's like Jericho.
Brock... Jericho's not his real name. But
but Jericho owns copyright to it.
Yeah, Jericho owned the trademark.
So so like that's right. Jericho's real name is like I don't want to spoil. I think it's Ted, but
Irvin. It's Irvin. Chris Irvin.
Okay. Chris Irvin.
Yeah.
His dad's name was Ted.
Yeah.
His dad's name was Ted Irvin, the hockey player.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. I'm back here, but he owns the copyright. Here's the thing: you cannot copyright someone else's name. The Supreme Court ruled on this in I think 1492. And I'm pretty smart, so I know this is true.
Wait. Okay. What? All right.
No, they no BS. They did rule on this and said a company cannot own another person's legal name.
Yeah, absolutely.
You cannot own it, period. Vince pulling this is the biggest old man shakes fist at cloud thing I've ever seen. And Vince does an old man shakes fist at cloud thing on a bi-weekly basis.
Absolutely. So, I've seen some conversations and had a short conversation with a lawyer.
Is it our favorite lawyer?
It's yeah. I think it's most of our favorite lawyer.
Okay, just making sure it's our favorite lawyer.
The things I'm seeing from him and other people talking about this topic that know the matter, the issue comes down to that independent contractor thing, and the phrase that I've heard, not attributing to anybody specifically, is Vince is trying to have it both ways and he can't.
Absolutely.
Because
that's killing him.
I'm going to have you as an independent contractor, which means we don't have to worry about X, Y, and Z, benefits and health plan, etc., and taking care of you after that you're done with the company. If you're not freaking John Cena that can take care of himself, right? That's the truth. Because not everybody becomes John Cena and The Rock that can become independently wealthy when they're done with this thing. Brian Myers is probably doing okay. But, you think he gets a lot of money out of his wrestling school and whatever other side gigs that he has going on? Who knows? They're definitely not John Cena level. You know what I mean?
By the way, Brian Myers is $47 on Cameo.
I'm literally looking at Cameo right now.
Same.
See if anyone changed their name. Kevin Owens is now Kevin Steen.
Okay.
Charlotte's Ashley Flair.
Ashley Fleer.
Really?
No,
So now the ultimatum was, I believe, by October 1st, you had to have your thing taken down from wherever, third parties.
Mandy Rose is her given name.
So we're talking. It sounds
like
the wrestlers have collectively gave the middle finger to the WWE.
There was a lot more. There's a lot more on here now.
So they've added them. Oh, so basically this woke up a bunch of them to say, "Wait, I can do this."
Yeah.
Well,
I never saw Mayhem on here.
Biggie's not only been telling people; it's on his gear. Yeah. It's on his gear to book him on Cameo.
Yeah.
By the way, I like,
like-
Tom Phillips's name is just Tom.
MySpace Tom? You think there's going to be people thinking he's MySpace Tom and booking him?
$25.
Oh God.
Oh man, we can get
$25 to do whatever you want.
We
Have
can
them say
get-
whatever you want.
we can get a
Well, that sounds
cameo
wrong.
from Marty the Moth for $20.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way,
Solid.
shout out, side note, Current Geek Week or Current Geek Chronicles, it's a deep dive show talking about like different aspects of geek culture. I believe their second main episode they did from last week was about pro wrestling, and Marty the Moth was interviewed on it about the ins and outs of professional wrestling.
As he should have been.
Go listen to that. Even I mean, go listen to it and approve it yourself. So when you're like, you need to explain it to the girlfriend or the boyfriend that's not into wrestling yet, that you have this. Like, go listen to this here. This
Or the
explains
or
everything.
I'm saying
or
they
your
call it
partner
video.
of nondescript gender, because we no longer live in a binary society. So we have
Yes.
been through this 1,000 times.
Yes, that's right. But anyways, okay, back to this. So
Hold on.
Mm.
One quick thing. I'm just looking at Cameo.
Uh,
There's a cameo for 2 dogs.
just 2 dogs. Like, can I put my dog on it?
That's $60.
Are they?
They better be the dogs from Homeward
I-
Bound. Because
I
I
can-
am not paying that money for anyone but the dogs from Homeward Bound.
I can get
Or
3 Marty the Moth cameos for 1 cameo of these dogs.
Man,
mhm.
I need to
That's
have
ridiculous.
you get 3 Mario Moths. I'll have my mom get the dog because she would pay it, and we'll see who came out better.
Okay.
That's the challenge.
Now can I ask a question, because this is bringing it back to topic, and I apologize to everyone who wants to just go through Cameo and give them cheap advertising for no good reason. Do you think this is the straw that leads directly to the reignition of a union?
Yes. Yeah,
No.
if anything does, if not, I don't know if it's a union, but I think you're seeing the collective behavior of everybody right now. It's a little bit of talent stands up. I don't know if you call it a union in the end, but
Yeah.
everybody gets an agent that says that fuck you WWE basically.
Because at some point, these big companies the wrestlers for these big companies are going to realize that they outnumber AEW, despite their flaws in their pay-per-views. I'll talk about that later. Is now a viable alternative. Impact is now what they should have been in 2005. Ring of Honor, shout out to my boys, Shane Taylor, Rev Ron Hunt, doing pretty good business. And oh, by the way, the world is super small, so you now can go to Japan and wrestle a lot. You can go to UK and wrestle a lot. You can go to Germany and wrestle and get promotion. So a collective bargaining agreement for some of these major companies, I think, is on the horizon. It may not be this year, it may not be next year, but I think in the next decade, a company will have a unionized wrestling.
They may have to. They may
I
absolutely
think
have to.
it'll probably be easier once certain octogenarians are no longer in charge of everything.
Possibly.
I do.
Possibly.
Yeah, I do.
For $135, I can get Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters. that is good money. That's money well spent.
Oh, geez. Back in the before times, you'd see him every 6 months out of Steel City Con. So
I have a very funny Ernie Hudson story that I can tell on Patreon.
okay, we'll hold that for Patreon later. No, I think there's going to be a movement. Like this is one thing. If business was going as usual, but these people have these wrestlers have a lot of time. They're not getting around to do the extra bits that they would get a little bit extra money for. Maybe they're not seeing as many merch sales moving because they're not hitting the towns the way they used to. So they're seeing things constrict. Who knows what's constricting on the back end for WWE? Let alone the people they've let go. Right.
And there's also no more like filmings of anything. So like if the New Day was going to be on the Nickelodeon Kids Choice Awards, that's probably not happening.
All that stuff to be additionally helping the brand in WWE now went bye-bye, on top of how do we feel about how we were treated. Something, you okay over there?
Yeah, my calendar just fell.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. The future ghost
no.
of Vince McMahon is angry.
Well, I mean, also talk about the fact that they're not doing house shows, so that back end payment for those house shows isn't coming through. Their residuals are probably looking like a ghost town right now, and these guys live on residuals.
I thought it was really interesting that Elias started a Patreon.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I was interested that Baron Corbin started Twitch streaming.
Yeah.
And it's legitimately like really good at it. Like if he made that a full-time career, he'd be a top Twitch streamer.
I think Rusev basically has become a full-time Twitch streamer, because he says that he's not going back to wrestling. I think he is exploring some acting possibilities, but you know, all these guys, any of these guys, real names are not walks on the Twitch. They're going to be, I mean, affiliated and partnered up like right away, you know, pretty much, right?
Did anyone watch Talking Smack this week?
I did, actually.
Did you catch what Woods said in the beginning of the show?
He called out his Xavier Woods, a.k.a. Austin Creed. Check out Up, Up, Down, Down, didn't he?
He also said, I forget who he was talking to, but he said, "Go on, girl, get your money." Like he legit put it right out there.
Yeah.
And that was a direct shot.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That was a direct shot.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It is. Listen, like you're not, WWE's not good at, they already lifted the veil on censoring these guys. That was a pre-taped show that goes out on Saturday morning, by the way. So they very well could have, right? But they didn't. And I'm sure that didn't filter through Vince, you know.
Oh, of course not.
I don't think anything.
I guarantee he doesn't know what Talking Smack is.
No, I don't think anything but the main shows, you know, Monday.
Sometimes not
He
even.
barely knows that.
Yeah, Monday and Fridays are the only thing that he knows exists.
That leads you to some legit question as to who's running what where. We don't have a good look. Well, but Vince's hand is obviously in everything a little bit, but he's not. His hands are not completely in NXT. We already know that that's, you know, it's legendary that's, you know, Triple H's thing. We are seeing Shane do all his stuff, and Raw Underground looks completely different. And if that is actually Shane produced, like I've read in some places, that means that it has a different feel. Stephanie's now doing more things. You know, we all, you know, we're aware of that when Vince retires / passes away, and, you know, I'm not wishing death on anyone ever, except for tennis racket wielders. There is not a hierarchy of Kevin Dunn's probably out too. You know, the only reason Kevin Dunn has lasted as long as he has is because Vince loves him. So, you know, the upheaval that comes from that comes from once Vince no longer is in WWE. But at some point, the wrestlers have to realize that they're more valuable than the company at this moment. Like WWE is not the bigger brand. New Day probably is worth more right now than the WWE's stock set.
And it's a, you know, there's always and they seem to reiterate this in some of the documentaries. They say, oh, nobody's bigger than the WWE. It carries on whether you're here or not, kind of thing. Like even the Hulk Hogan's and whoever's, right? But
Punk said it in the pipe bomb.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But there's a difference between that and knowing your worth. I said this on Twitter when the story was breaking. Like, and I say this to people that are in regular office jobs: know your worth and that you can walk away. You know, because what happens with WWE, where these guys walk away, discover a new life on Twitch, Impact Wrestling, AEW, whatever. Like, I think a lot of people that are talented and don't know their worth are getting lambasted and stressed out over this and having to follow the rules when they can go on and live a better, happier life somewhere else, you know. And this is a corporate thing. This happens with a lot of different companies, right? It's just we follow this and it becomes part of our wrestling dirt sheets and everything and podcast discussions and stuff. But this is what companies do. I read along with this a J.J. Dillon account from his book that somebody reshared. That when JJ was there in the 90s, He was enticed to buy a house. He was enticed. He was given a forward on his salary with interest and all this stuff. And then the dropout happened in the mid '90s on the WWF, and he was screwed. You know, and the idea of, yeah, if you buy a house, you'll never leave. I literally heard a manager of mine said that literal same thing. Good, he's buying a house. That means he'll never leave this job as a handcuff. And that's when I knew I needed to get the fuck out of there. And that's happening with these guys, right?
The truth of the matter is in 2020, if you are talented enough and have enough drive in whatever you do, wrestling, media, business, if you are passionate about putting numbers into spreadsheets and you say, I'm the best damn data inputter in this company, in any company, period. Know that, own that, live that. You live that, it becomes the truth. A lot of the Kincaid persona that I put out on these shows are based on the real Tony, who legitimately does have an ego and thinks he's really good at what he does, both in professional wrestling and in my real life job.
Mm-hmm.
Ego's not a bad thing. It's uncontrolled ego that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
All these wrestlers in the WWE know they are the top 1% of professional wrestlers. And
Absolutely.
they're the top 1% because they work for the WWE. AEW is another part of the top 1%. If you work for a major company in 2020, you are part of the top 1%. And if you need any proof of that, look at PWI and go down that list and see the first non-major signing on that list.
Mm-hmm.
See how far down you get before you start reaching the independents.
I think it was AJ Gray in the 60s, right?
Yes.
Because everybody was talking about that.
50. I think it was the top 57, I think, or 58.
Yeah.
Were all major signs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting to see. Well, hey, you know what else is interesting? We got a lot of interesting stuff happening here in the area. A lot of stuff happening at indywrestling.us. Of course, a lot of great stuff going on. We had a lot of new content hop on over there in the last month. Our friends at Vicious Outcast Wrestling, a good portion of their 2016 catalog, a part of that. The rest of the catalog that we have on hand up through mid-2016 is available on VOD now at indywrestling.us on the Vimeo page. I haven't transfer that over to the site just yet, but that's coming down the line too. There's people buying DVDs. All you guys enjoying the subscription. Your numbers are great. Thank you so much, everybody that has been supporting us through this drought of wrestling. But we've been doing what we can. Of course, new stuff has been coming out and is continually being planned to come out from our friends at Fight Underground. There's new stuff coming out and we're talking with other companies about potentially doing something in the future here that hey, they're too far out, though I can't really talk about them yet or have any of them confirmed yet. But we're continuing to figure out what wrestling is going to look like in 2020, 2021. We hung out while we were not a part of the production there with the Polycall Party 2. We did get to hang out and had our cameras on hand and did some interviews and behind the scenes for the Polycall Party. We hope to have, with any luck, by the end of this week for you guys to see maybe a little bit of documentary about that. Already a little bit of teaser that we shared on our accounts. Of course, Top Rope Tabletop is something that we've been doing. This Dungeons and Dragons situation with Tony Kincaid. It's on the show. The Brohemoth, Justin Idol, Keith Haw, Tatiana Rose as a part of that. Has been a lot of fun. And coming up starting tomorrow night, it's this worked out really good that you were here, Tony, because you just put in the work on the commentary for this impromptu kind of show that we did called the Prospect Pro Wrestling Training Sessions Suburban Slam that premieres tomorrow night. It's a series of about 3 matches. That's going to be free on their side, and of course on the Indy Wrestling .us YouTube page as well. But it was definitely a unique situation. Tony, tell me a little bit about your impressions of this Suburban Slam matches that you got to call over the last week.
So it was very unique. There were 3 matches that were put together in the backyard of our company owner, Marshall Gambino. owner of
Actually, not his
2PW.
backyard. Actually, no, not
his backyard.
Not his backyard.
No, I'm getting there.
Okay.
He set it up like 2 doors down.
Yeah.
On a basketball court with a playground next to it. Like, so it was a very unique venue. Very, how do I want to describe it? It's not. It had that. And, backyard's a bad word now, but it had that backyard feel. But these were not backyard wrestlers. These were professionally trained wrestlers that pass any smell test you want to put out there. And they are.
I don't know why you're smelling pro wrestlers, but okay.
I won't. It's a bad idea. They stink after matches. But no, and they were good matches. I don't know which one you're putting out first, so I can't really give a teaser.
It's actually the tag match that we're putting out.
Oh,
we're
it's
showing
the
a little
tag
bit
match.
of that.
So it is
The
Jace Carr
Mhm.
and Anthony, and I forget Anthony's last name. He actually really impressed me. I'm pissed off I forgot his name.
Anthony Young, I believe.
Anthony Young, that was it. Versus Philip Archer and Stevie LaBelle of the Four Horsemen. It was a very good match. There was also Zeke Mercer was in action, and a battle royale for bragging rights, which is always the best reason to have a battle royale in my mind. Is just to say you won that battle royale. Forget your title shots. Forget all that. Sometimes you just want to fight people and throw them over the top rope and say, "Yeah, I threw you over the top rope." Oh, Zeke Mercer was facing Tyler, the sexy fireman.
Jason Tyler, that's the sexy fireman. Yeah, some good stuff. Kind of a impromptu and kind of a test run and see, did a little filming outside and see how that works. So,
I thought it looked really good. I think just the teaser you showed looked very clear, and it makes me wonder what else is cooking.
Yeah.
What else might 2PW and other companies be cooking? Let's find out. We'll wait and see.
You never know. Nope.
Keep an eye on our pages. All our pages. Every page. All the pages.
A lot of stuff in the works. So let's go back to the big companies and how they suck. AEW had All Out this past weekend.
No, let's stay here. Let's stay in the good part of wrestling. I don't want to go back.
Well, we do have to talk about All Out in general, and unfortunately, there is a bad story that came out of that. I think none of us really watched it live. I hate watching back pay-per-views afterwards, and this is because I was busy with the Polycall party, or I might have found a way to found a way is not appropriate. I would have purchased it, gone in with somebody on it, done something, but to watch it live, because to me, I think that is. Part of the feeling is that you can't really judge. You've heard things that have happened. It's colored how you're going to view it, whatever the case may be. So I got a bad taste or a preconceived taste going into this. Of course, the biggest unfortunate story is the injury of Matt Hardy and how that is being handled. There was a Falls Count Anywhere, and it was the last thing I probably watched out of this thing. And Mike, you're right. Like it did not happen too deep in the match, this incident.
It was the first spot.
It was the first thing they did was going up on a scissor lift. They start the match. They're in that little in-between area between Daly's place and the football stadium that from the Stadium Showdown. Stampede, thank you. Yeah. They go up on a scissor lift. There's kind of a makeshift platform situation that's obviously there for falling through.
It was a merch table.
Quote, finger quotes. Matt Hardy goes through it and bashes his head pretty bad on the concrete. Laid there for a while. They called the match first X, then they kind of counted and let him get up, and then threw it again when he was stumbling. Then, for some reason, after a little bit, you had Sammy walk out, and they kind of had it continue and did what I imagine was the planned finale of
here's the thing. The announcers, for once, acted appropriately.
Good.
Like all the announcers, even JR, I give him a lot of shit, but everyone was like, "Oh, sometimes things just don't happen the way you expect them to, and this is live. We have to take care of the wrestler's health."
Yeah.
And they're saying all the right things, and I'm thinking, wait, I thought this match continued because I had heard that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, sure enough, Matt Hardy comes walking back, and I'm like, nope. Hard nope. That man should not be on his feet, let alone walking to finish a damn match.
Yeah.
Like,
And it was legitimately terrifying. I watched it after the fact. I watched it Sunday. I didn't watch it Saturday. I watched it Sunday. It was legitimately terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
How not there Matt was, and you can tweet as many times as you want that he was cleared of the concussion. The fact of the matter was,
No,
is
he
at the
wasn't.
moment,
no way. There's no way.
but that's
But,
what
but,
Tony
but,
Khan tweeted after
but not
the
even
fact.
but not even that. But the point he's getting to is in the moment, right, Tony?
In the moment, there is no way a doctor can go, oh yeah, he's good. Especially Doc Samson, who has a track record of being the dumbest medical doctor in professional wrestling.
Is he the one that CM Punk sued? Wait. Is he the one that CM Punk sued?
No, he's not. That might actually be the dumbest. But Doc Samson's up there.
Okay.
But
God, who was it that
even
CM Punk sued?
if
Never mind.
it's NFL concussion protocol, which I believe is the standard that everyone uses,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be out for a whole series of downs.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, like, to get impact tested.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have to be taken into a sensory deprived tent so they can check everything. And it takes at least 15-20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
At least. There is no fucking way. And they tried, and throughout the rest of the night, they even tried to cover it up because they knew they fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They knew they fucked up. They commented on it twice more during the night. First, they said that Matt Hardy and Sammy are okay. I'm like, well, yeah, of course Sammy's okay. He fell on a fucking, crate of styrofoam. He's fine.
Yeah.
But they said, oh yeah, Matt Hardy passed doctors cleared him and everything. I'm like, no, they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They barely got to look at him.
Well, and
like,
you
I
got,
watched the shit in real time.
and I think you got to take a separation between what they say in commentary because they're being fed things. It's in the moment and
no,
misinformation.
I'm not blaming
can
the
happen
commentators. I'm blaming Tony Khan.
there. Okay.
There's a reason his last name is Khan.
Ooh.
Because that is a fucking sham. That is a fucking sham.
And Tony Khan,
And say what you will about Vince and WWE. If that was Matt Hardy and that was the match they did,
Mm-hmm.
nope, match is over.
I'm not 100% sure you're right on that, especially with
Yeah.
the stipulation that was placed in that match.
Yeah.
I believe there was, but Tony Khan, the thing that bothers me the most about this when it comes to Tony Khan is Tony Khan, yes, son of a billionaire in and of itself, created a wrestling show, is fronting the elite and them getting all elite off the ground, and we're all very happy that there's another bank in the business right now with limitless pockets, although Vince McMahon dropped off the Forbes top 40 or top 400.
No good news this week in Grander Wrestling.
Yeah, poor. He's only $1.8 billion worth.
Oh.
1.1, which is their cutoff.
Does that mean he doesn't get the car with the doors that go like this?
No, he still gets that, but
Because
it's not the color.
Okay, it's not the right color. Oh, I got you.
Right.
Not the
No,
cherry
go
red.
back to Tony Khan. Tony Khan was a wrestling fan first.
Yes.
He should know. Every wrestling fan has had that moment in their life, their first moment when they look and they go, "Oh, that ain't right."
Mhm.
And most of us, it was Mick falling off the LSL.
It was Mick. It was Mick.
It's
The scariest one was Sean Phoenix.
right.
You know.
Sean Phoenix is one of those.
Which, by the
We've all
way, Sean Phoenix, a similar issue that Matt had. You know, the head strike on concrete.
Right.
Right.
Just you don't mess with that because it's just your head. You don't know what's wrong in the moment, and in the moment it is better to just throw the X up and rewrite afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Rewrite Dynamite
You
to
can
say
always say that, like, yeah, Matt put his career on the line. So the fuck what? Terry Funk and Mick Foley have retired at least 30 times each.
all you have to do is have Matt say that Matt Hardy's gone, he leaves, comes back as like a Hardy boy, or
Yeah.
Or he comes back as Broken Matt.
Yeah.
Matthew Hardy's career is done. Boom. That's
Actually,
all it is.
broken Matt.
So we
Yeah.
let's roll us back a minute, and timing wise, I wish there was a no slight on you, Tony, but I wish that there was one of the weeks we had a wrestler here to kind of explain it. In the moment kind of situation. Obviously, Doctor. Hold on. Yes, a wrestler is going to say they're going to continue, and
of course they can, but they also. But it's like a football player.
This is the same. No. Wait. Hold on. We had the same thing. Sting came out with a legitimate career-ending injury that he got halfway through a match and had to complete a match. This is a mindset. Okay, this is always a mindset. Yes, the doctor should have. I don't know what he presented to the doctor in coming back to it. What's that, Rizz? What's that, Rizz?
He stood up, said, "I'm fine," and walked out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like he stopped being limp. Like he may have not even been approved. Remember, they were on live TV. If Matt Hardy decides to start walking out,
they're not going to stop him.
They're not going to stop him. They there's not much they can do.
Sad.
Yeah.
Well, there's something they could have done. The camera was off Matt Hardy.
Okay.
The camera was off Matt Hardy. Sammy had already walked into the arena because they just told him to create some distance. Sammy could have vamped. They could have put Matt on a gurney.
Right.
They could have taken him away.
Right. They could have done a lot of things, but this is the bad decisions were made in the spur of the moment. Yes. Absolutely. Now, that aside, what's happened afterwards, unfortunately, because now you have Tony Khan saying that he's checked out and he's okay, and Rebby, as you explained to me last night, Mike, is on a different page entirely.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna believe the wife.
And that's where
Remy has never been one to mince her words or play the game.
Remy doesn't
listen.
care.
We have
Remy
a
Scott, Remy Hardy, whatever you want to say her. She does not give a shit.
We do have a "Fuck That Al" shirt somewhere here around the studio to demonstrate this. And she retweeted us every damn time. And I had a conversation with Matt about it, and she said, "Oh, she loves it when you do that." So
I wouldn't be surprised if she drops a Tony Khan man.
On the t-shirt.
Or can't judge a concussion. I'm giving these ideas out for free.
There you go.
We know you're
watching, Rebby. We know you're watching. You became a fan.
Say what you will about Remy on the professional side of things, but on the personal side, she is first and foremost a family person.
Absolutely.
And she is deathly protective. I mean, Mother Hawk, rip your goddamn eyes out if you cross your family. And in that moment, if the boss, if your husband or your partner's boss is saying you're fine and you know that your partner is not fine, you're going to take that as a personal Jordan Last Dance. That is when this becomes personal to me. Remy doesn't pull punches. She never has. She never will. It's not her style. Khan needs to mea culpa. As a person, the business is everything's going to move on, and we'll probably forget about this. And Matt will say, I worked through whatever I worked through, but I was fine in the moment. I was just a little banged up. He'll use the term banged up because we throw the term banged up all the time. I am not a professional wrestler. I'm a commentator, but I've played semi-professional sports in the past in tournaments and playoff settings. I have done what Matt has done at a smaller level. If I'm doing it for high school, college, semi-pro sports, Matt's going to do it at the top level, and someone needs to be strong enough in that company to tell someone who at that point doesn't want to let the fans down. He's not letting the fans down, but it could potentially ruin the rest of his life.
And I hate to say it, it's also a company that's basically run by wrestlers.
Which is where
and they're all going to have the same mindset, and you need to have someone who has a different mindset than that.
And this is a company that has said that we're going to treat our wrestlers better and different than the other guys. So they have not always delivered on that promise.
Nope. And also, like, Darby Allin, just in general. Like,
dude, body bag full of thumbtacks? What the shit?
Well, I mean, okay, that's kind of innocuous. That, like, you don't even know what happened inside that body. I'm talking about the power bomb where Darby Allin can't see what's happening.
Yeah, no. That's yeah.
looked rough.
Yeah.
That
and-
looked very rough.
And I know I'm like one of the bigger Orange Cassidy fans.
Mhm.
Just make him wrestle. You don't need to gimmick him up with like a mimosa match or anything like that.
No.
A Chris Jericho versus Orange Cassidy match.
But they did that, Ray.
Yeah.
That's the
And they
thing.
did that.
That was
already,
three.
but
That was the payoff.
This
That was
is
the
still
payoff.
great.
Come on,
Well,
that was that was the payoff. No. Listen, I would defend the mimosa.
But
I would match.
one thing I won't defend,
Hmm.
I hate how many insider terms Jericho uses in his promos. I hate it.
Okay.
It's all
Well-
but it's like if after the snap in Avengers Infinity War and we see everyone fade off and everything.
No.
And then Captain America just turns the camera and said,
No.
"Well, we had to get you to watch
No.
Endgame somehow."
Nope.
It's
Nope.
exactly the same thing. It takes me completely
Nope.
out of it.
That is the appeal to the people that watch AEW.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I don't like it.
Fine, and you don't like AEW. We know that.
I'm saying it doesn't help.
That's fine.
It doesn't help the performance.
That's fine. No, the fans of AEW watch Being the Elite, watch Dark, are in on the jokes. There's a wink and nod to things more than there is in WWE.
I don't think
started-
many people
whether-
watch Being the Elite as you think.
What's that?
I don't think as many people watch Being the Elite as you think. And I think if they relied less on that kind of stuff and more on actually, trying to put someone over as opposed to a lot of bait and switch, like
What bait and switch? Wait, what bait and switch? Orange Cassidy is being put over to the moon.
Orange Cassidy is, yes.
Yeah.
But what other people that aren't former WWE or Elite members are over?
I think MJF's in a pretty good spot.
Well, not anymore. He just lost.
He's going to be fine. MJF's going to be fine.
But this is my point. All of their champions are former WWE guys.
Yeah.
They should be pushing their original
Wait.
talent.
Former WWE guys that didn't get the top spot.
Oh,
for
really?
the most part.
Really? WWE champion Dean Ambrose never happened? Yes, it did.
Time,
Several times.
I hate to interrupt this beautiful lover's quarrel over here, but can it's not like AEW has homegrown talent right now, really.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a lot of these guys are built on the independents and had to build themselves up. They aren't building in a school or the performance center. These guys are being built up either from WWE or from other companies.
It takes time.
So that's going to happen in the first year or two or three. So that's not a knock on AEW. They're a new company. What my knock on AEW is, and I like AEW shows on Wednesday. I like Dynamite.
Yeah.
Their pay-per-views severely leave a bad taste in my mouth consistently.
Okay.
The reason why is that it always feels like what WCW used to do, where if you find out more on Wednesday, but now it's not just find out more on Nitro, it's find out more on Being the Elite and Dynamite and Dark.
Mm-hmm.
A pay-per-view, you're paying $40 to $60 now, and in a model where that no longer works.
Exactly.
To be told to find out what the aftermath of a pay-per-view is on your weekly free television show.
Oh yeah.
Homie, don't play that, yo. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't do that in 2020.
It's
yeah. There's a and I get it. I get Cody Rhodes is territory mindset. I get that he's WCW mindset because he's Dusty's son, and I understand that. And God bless Dusty for doing whatever he could to try to keep WCW afloat when he did. But it's 2020. Reverse the trend here, okay? More like you can't do this. I'm not paying for a pay-per-view that's $40 anymore. I can't do it. My bank account won't let me. I can't pay for AEW to tell me that I'll find out more on Being the Elite Monday on YouTube. I don't want to watch Being the Elite anymore. It was fun when they were in Japan.
Yep.
It's no longer fun. Okay, it's no longer good television. It's no longer good entertainment. Hangman Page deserves more than this.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And the fact that they're like because Hangman Page
And the Bucks are smarter than this. I don't know where the Bucks think this is a good idea.
I don't know. Like, the fact that they were on the pay-per-view in the first place baffled me because, like, thank God they pushed the Britt and Swole match to the actual pay-per-view. And that's only because everyone was bitching and complaining about it, rightfully so. But the Bucks beating Jurassic Express for no reason, like, that doesn't need to be on a pay-per-view. It doesn't. If you want a pay-per-view match, put yourselves in the pre-show.
There's no reason why the Casino Battle Royal should have been on the pay-per-view itself.
That seems weird too. That does seem weird because that was
Especially
usually a
since
buy-in thing.
And oh my God, Matt Seidel's back to botch another shooting star press. And look, he almost necked himself.
Yeah.
I liked Matt Seidel. I liked him when he was Evan Bourne, but I liked him much before that.
Yeah.
Okay. He almost necked himself. I don't know if the ropes were too slippery or whatever, but if your opening moment is going to be that level of bad, above and beyond Shockmaster, Matthew over at Botchamania was licking his damn chops when that happened. That is rough. But even if that doesn't happen, the Casino Battle Royale deserves to be on the pre-show because it's a Battle Royale for F's sake.
Well, I mean,
I don't think
it is for number one contender. It is for number one contender. Theoretically,
I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. I don't want battle royales unless they're for the championship or for a WrestleMania moment. If you're going to do a battle royale, it should be one mega battle royale a year. If they want their own Royal Rumble, that's fine, but it's a once-a-year thing. You can't put one out 4 times a year on every pay-per-view, and it feels like they've done that.
That's their problem. They signed too many people. Their talent roster is way heavy for 2 hours a week, essentially. And I'm not counting Dark because I don't count Dark.
You should.
That being said, Dark does have some good matches, but they're usually continuations of storylines that have occurred on pay-per-view and need to be incorporated into the main show. They're doing some old school FS1 TNA stuff that really needs to stop.
Hey, maybe they're creating a brand independent of their TNT provider.
Well, then I can't wait for the OWN to show up.
Who would be the leader of the OWN in
One World Nation?
One Warrior Nation. One
Warrior Nation. Well, Warrior can't do it anymore.
Warhorse.
Warhorse.
One Warhorse Nation.
One Warhorse Nation.
Yep.
And what frustrates me about this is all of this stuff completely overshadows the fact that, yes, you can say that you don't want Orange Cassidy gimmick. That was actually a really good gimmick match versus Jericho. They had a decent match.
Yes.
Yeah,
it wasn't amazing, but it was good.
Yeah.
I didn't like that the mimosas were not being mixed at ringside like Jericho promised.
Okay,
like, I wish there were people with giant like paddles like mixing the mimosas. But
hey man,
that's minor gripe.
Hey man.
Tina is saying that the humidity was really high in Florida over the weekend.
That would definitely cause slippery.
And that's a problem where you have a show out.
Anyone who's been in West Newton Arena in July and August knows that
this is a problem in the couple of outdoor shows I've seen. There's a pretty rough adjustment for people because of you have the elements like that. So, and like I said, RWA Arena, of course, in the summer. So, either way.
That being said, I'm so upset this is overshadowing a really good World Championship match.
Yeah, it was.
It was a very good match.
It was.
The tag team match with FTR winning was a good match. Not great, good.
Yeah.
There was some great individual matches. The women's championship match was
great. The
women's division in AEW might be beating NXT's.
Right?
Whoa! They might be.
Nope. I'm sorry. Thunder Rosa is not even part of their division.
I don't care.
No, but that's the whole point. They did not have anyone strong enough character-wise that could have worked with Sheeta.
Okay, that's a fair counter. But Sheeta herself is crushing it. Right
I think
now.
She was great.
They're working on it because I think coming out of that tag division. Anyways, I'm just going to say I'm all in on AEW. and have been.
No.
I watch
Yeah.
I watch
Your math.
I watch it's
Um,
BTE and Dark are my required watching when I'm editing and posting the Monday and Tuesday night Mayhem shows. So like, and maybe that's just because at that time of night it's just the perfect thing to watch, especially when Taz is losing his fucking mind during AEW Dark when Excalibur's fucking with him, like that kind of
Then let-
stuff. It's
The
great
Gum-
stuff.
The Gum Club.
The
Then
Gum
let
Club.
me ask you a question.
Oh man, so good. It's
Let me ask you a question, Sorg, because and I'm gonna defend. It might seem like I'm on Mad Mike's side. I'm not here. This is more chaotic neutral here.
Mhm.
If BT is one of those things that's a required watch for you while you're editing stuff,
Not required, but
but it's something that you enjoy.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, what do you take from BT that won't be more useful on Dynamite?
what do I take from it that won't be more useful on Dynamite? I mean, it's
On the nationally paid for cable show.
I think it reinforces that insider side of things. It makes you love some of the characters more. This is where you fall in love with certain characters that maybe you don't have a chance to on Dynamite. The way
Because
that
they're not
well, no. The way that you'll fall more in love with the Iconics because they're bits they do on YouTube versus what they do on Raw.
Yeah, but the difference is the Iconics are also on Raw.
Yeah, and the people on wait, and the people on BTE are also all over Dynamite. Like this still connects.
But there are complete story beats that happen on BTE.
Wink
correct?
and a nod. Wink and a nod. Well, yeah,
there-
but ones
but-
that have nothing to do.
But there are no storyline aspects that happen on the WWE exclusive videos, and if there are, they show them. They show them on Raw. They show them on SmackDown.
Not always.
They show them on NXT.
Not always.
Not
I'll be
always.
fair.
Not always, but
Mrs. Work shoot against.
but they've never
Daniel
shown it
Bryan.
on. They've never shown it on AEW. That's my point.
That-
If there's some sort of character development that happened on Dark or Being the Elite, they've never shown it on Dynamite. You're just expected to know it.
Being the elite is the reason I have fallen out of love with Hangman Page, and I was a Hangman Page fan when he joined Bullet Club. Before he joined Bullet Club, I thought he was the total package. No pun for Lex Luger. I thought he had it, and they've made him a drunk, and I can't do it anymore. I can't do the elite breakup angle anymore. I'm exhausted of it. It was exhausting when they did the Bullet Club breakup angle and then it went nowhere.
Yeah.
And now they're doing it in their own company. And quite honestly, I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Just put together one-on-one storyline matches. MJF,
Make them wrestle.
the story for Moxley and MJF had nothing to do with Elite, and it was a barn burner because they had put a stipulation out there that favored the heel. The heel worked heel work. Moxley had to overcome it and still showed to be a badass. And I agree with Sorg on this one. MJF looked like $1 million in defeat. That's
Absolutely.
what you're supposed to do. That was
Absolutely.
traditional wrestling.
Absolutely.
Everything else.
I could
was
have done
equal.
without MJF getting color though.
No,
That's fine.
that's
no.
classic. Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
That
but
that is Southern
I
wrestling
agree with
to
him,
a
but I
T.
understand.
On the same show where you have a guy get a massive concussion, I'm sorry, maybe you call an audible. Maybe you
Not-
call
not
an
a
audible. I was
championship match.
uncomfortable with it.
In the
Not a
grand,
No, because like
In
it's one thing if it happens naturally.
Mhm.
It's 2020.
Yeah.
We don't need crimson masks in wrestling anymore, especially during a fucking pandemic. We don't need that.
This is
We
a
don't.
really interesting question that Sorg, you really should put a note on and bring up next time a wrestler's on the podcast on the pros and cons of color right now, because a wrestler's going to have a different opinion than Mad Mike or Rizz or myself. You know, for me, when color happens in a match, it kicks it up a notch.
Mhm.
But you know,
And
Mike does have a point about blood in a pandemic, and is it still important in 2020? I would love for
yeah.
a professional wrestler to talk about this.
If it's accidental,
Mhm.
if it's accidental, sure, okay, fine, nothing you can do about it. But if it's a purposeful blade job like MJF's clearly was, you know, that's not really the best thing.
I
Because honestly, I got more out of the Jericho Orange match, and the only color in that was the color of the mimosas.
You also hate MGF, but you know what? Everybody does like
No,
pizza.
I don't
Our
hate
good
MGF.
friends at Slice
Everybody
on
hates MGF.
Broadway are helping us out and supporting the show. Slice on Broadway. If you're in the Pittsburgh area, please go check it out at sliceonbroadway.com. Beachview, Carnegie, East End, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Hey guys, you guys are going to go over and hear from Katie and BC Steele, and we'll be back in just a moment with the big question.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.
And now a public service announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. Now, I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team effort. And if we're being completely honest, some of you need not only this mask, but this mask too.
We are back.
Okay.
It's the Wrestling Mayhem show, and I understand we have a big question from Tony Kincaid. Tony, what's your big question?
All right, so this is my big question, and it's been brewing in my head since Roman Reigns turned heel and won the WWE Championship. Can we talk about Roman Reigns for a little bit?
Sure.
Wait, is that your question?
Yeah, no. The bigger question is this the Roman Reigns we all wanted and have been clamoring for since he joined the main event scene of wrestling? And to make it even bigger, what face would you put in the Roman Reigns situation if you had to go back through the entire annals of history, the top face turning top heel? What was the best one, and what was the one that you wish you could have done?
Oh, jeez, there's a lot to sink into there. Okay, so first of all,
It's a big question.
The biggest even. So first I want to address the Roman thing. Let's just collectively address the Roman side of things.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's the thing I've been hoping for since he turned. It's the thing I've been hoping for since I got tired of his singles run.
Mm-hmm.
Is something like this, something to sink my teeth into.
I need to. He needs to not wear a vest.
Yeah, that's his quote.
And he needs to stop
Tony,
calling the ring his island.
Tony,
I'm just
yeah.
No,
yeah,
I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
kinda
I think that's okay.
I get he's from Samoa, cool, great, whatever. But like, this is my yard. Has been ingrained in so long. I know it's a Taker thing, but he's been saying it for so long. If he goes in that promo after Heyman finishes and says, "I've been telling you, I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times, this is my yard," and punctuates it with that, it's so much better than calling it an island, because an island means that it's surrounded by water and it's no one can reach it. Your yard means people have to cross the fence line to fight you.
Yeah. During a pandemic, it is kind of an island.
Yeah. Well, but in the visual, this is where my writing, my creative writing side, an island, you have to take a boat over there. A yard, you cross the boundary line. If you want to step up, show up. And that's, I think, where but I digress. So the big question is, what top face turning heel is the best of all time? And what is the one that you wish would have happened that never did?
Okay, I have mine. One I wish that happened. I wish Hogan turned after he cost Sid the '92 Royal Rumble.
Yes.
Because that was like Hulk Hogan has always been like he'd always been basically a good guy that did some dickish things from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
But the dickish things were always usually against like a Bobby Heenan or Andre the
Yoko.
Giant or Slaughter or Yoko or something like that. Like someone that he had animosity with. But Sid, at least at that point, his last name was Justice, for Christ's sake. Like he was a tried and true babyface.
Mhm.
Like that was just petty ass Hulk Hogan. And if they had flipped the script on that, the entire history of professional wrestling could have been changed at that point.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
would have been fascinating.
Look at what happened when Andre turned.
Yes.
Right? Like that led to 90,000 people in the Silver Dome, brother.
90,000 people.
Let's
Air
assume.
quotes.
All right. It was at least a good number of people.
It was a good chunk of people.
Yeah.
That place was mostly full.
You tell me 90,000, and if I turn my brain off for a second and squint my eyes, yeah, I could see it.
Yeah.
But that
Um,
him turning after the Royal Rumble would have been huge. Hogan would have definitely taken the entire NWO's initial shock out the window.
You might not, because Hogan was.
It changes the whole landscape.
Yeah, it changes everything about that scene. Like it makes wrestling fans think a little bit. Like, and it gives a monster push to Sid, whether or not he deserved it at the time.
It could have also put Hogan on a different trajectory for even the steroid trial.
Oh yeah.
Like
That's a good
like
point.
this one runs deep. If this worked and exploded WWF again to another, like they didn't have the dip in the mid '90s and he left, that's a possibility. So, yeah. Because if he showed his value again and did that and was putting over a ton of new guys, who knows? Who knows what came out of that? So could Sid have been another Hogan Macho Flair? Could have been. Who knows?
Hell, you could have had Hogan and Flair teaming up.
Yep.
That would have been real cool.
Yep.
Like, and best top face that turned heel. I'm gonna go recent. I'm gonna say Bailey. Bailey, when she came out and tore down those Bailey buddies, that was a moment. That was a moment, and that was a really, really good one. And Bailey's been crushing it since then.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Rizz?
My one that the face that turned heel, Stephanie. Stephanie going from Test to Triple H.
That's a great one.
Like
good.
just that. Imagine that trajectory of Test's career from doing things with Stephanie to now, to then having everybody called their testicles. But like that one, just that trajectory of how Stephanie and Triple H molded what WWE was and kind of is now. And she's still like one of the biggest heels going because every time she comes out,
So
all hail the women's revolution.
Sorry.
But I'm trying to think of a good one for. Like the only thing I can think of is like, what if Sting joined the NWO?
Well, he did eventually, didn't he?
Well,
he joined the Wolfpack.
Yeah.
but like, instead of going after the NWO, Sting dropping down from the rafters, Sting doing all this, join the NWO. It's just, how different would that be?
I think WCW.
I think
W,
would have folded a lot sooner.
yeah, WCW would have folded a
Yeah.
lot sooner
It would
because
have.
Yeah,
But
they
well,
would have been gone 3 years earlier.
yeah,
Another one I thought of in the same vein is one who didn't join at all. DDP.
okay,
Bang.
okay.
Like if he actually took the shirt, what would happen?
Again, it would have sped up the demise.
It would have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It would
destroyed it.
definitely
yeah,
hurt the demise.
because everybody else
Usually-
went. Yeah,
During that time, they did have Disco Inferno in there as well.
yeah, yeah. and Vincent.
Usually, all the what ifs with WCW end with they would have folded sooner. It's
Yeah,
just how
yeah.
it kind of rolls out. Sorg, what's yours? I'll give mine last.
So I was gonna start with Lita, but really that whole Edge Lita Radar Superstar turn was, of course, what made Edge, right?
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Sure.
Edge wasn't like a great significant heel ever going into that. You know, he had the Brood time or whatever, right? But that,
Well, he had the Money in the Bank contract.
yeah,
He had that before Lita joined up with him.
right. But
But Paul Heyman saying Matt freaking Hardy on One Night Stand 2005 was the turning point for Edge, and Edge was a heel already, but that was
Yeah.
the moment where everyone kind of realized this was a legit thing.
and obviously, like the play off of the Matt Hardy situation at the time, that obviously is a catalyst, right? And if nothing else out of that, we got that situation and it made Edge, right? And even rejuvenated Lita for a few years too. The one that didn't change, that I think would have been significant, Jack Tunney.
You looked
Wow.
at Tunney?
You went with Jack Tunney.
But when would you have done it?
Tuesday in Texas.
Okay, I agree. I like that one. That one's
DiBiase
really
buys
good.
off Tunney?
No. Tuesday in Texas?
Oh, okay. When
No, that was the
when
Taker Flair stuff.
Taker. Okay.
Hogan Taker Flair stuff. No, I was thinking
Oh,
about because I don't
Imagine if you did it after Mania 3, where Andre actually gets to be the champion and actually gets to give the belt to DiBiase, and Tunney is on the take, like Keenan always said.
Yeah. You didn't
That'd be
get
interesting too.
you didn't get WrestleMania 4, and the Macho stuff. Now, yeah, my only problem with that take that you have is then we don't get Macho Man and the Mega Powers Explode storyline, which was so
We might.
wonderfully done. Yeah,
We might.
I don't think, because I think you'd have some other distractions in there. From the chat room, Potter. For now, Roddy Strong. Wait. I need to backtrack this. We're just waiting. For now, Roddy Strong has been a much better heel. Would have liked to see someone creative handle a heel Ray.
That would have been interesting. I don't know if Rey Mysterio with the mask can play heel.
I remember playing SmackDown versus Raw 2008, and there was a whole storyline of if Ray turned heel.
Oh.
And they did it perfectly with a half skull mask, and I really wanted to see that happen.
Wasn't Ray heel in the oh god, what was that stable called? In WCW where
Filthy
when he
Animals?
met
Filthy Animals,
the Filthy
yeah.
Animals. Wasn't
Yeah.
he heel
I-
there?
I think they might have been heel for like a week or so, but then everyone just loved them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they were like they were meant to be heels, but it just didn't work out.
Now, mind
Like
you,
SmackDown.
maskless Ray is not Rey Mysterio. Like
No,
maskless Ray is not Rey Mysterio. It
No.
doesn't count.
It's
Yeah,
like
there's no mystery there.
Right. They're the
He's
It's just
Ray.
Ray.
it's just who let that kid in the ring.
so it's Dominic.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Dominic pays homage to his true father, Eddie Guerrero.
That's right. That's right.
Anyway,
And
So-
Dominic's been turning in some killer matches the last couple
he
of
has
weeks.
been.
So
Dominic might be
I
a
mean,
diamond in the rough
my
that,
God.
that we all kind of scoffed
No,
at,
this-
and he might legitimately
he's,
be a
no.
decent wrestler.
He's not a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
been
I never
no.
scoffed at
He's
him.
not a diamond in the rough. He's been surrounded by the best wrestling families in professional wrestling for his entire life. So
He's like the best case situation of my two dads.
But don't tell me when you heard Dominic was going to become a wrestler, you didn't roll your eyes a little bit. Everyone, I was on Twitter with everyone when everyone made a joke about, well, is he going to wrestle like Eddie or is he going to wrestle like Ray? And I watched everyone make that damn comment over and over again because that was the one joke everyone had about Dominic.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
to be fair,
we
Ray
made that
started
joke.
wrestling like Eddie as soon as Eddie passed. So the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
good counter.
Dominic's been training with Lance Storm. Like
Wow.
Lance Storm does not
Yeah, if
turn out
there's-
bad. He
if
does not turn out
Lance-
bad wrestlers.
No.
Yeah, Lance Storm doesn't allow bad
No.
wrestlers
No.
to
Yeah,
graduate. He doesn't.
Like,
No.
like if you have
kills them.
Lance Storm on your resume,
Even
you're going to be a good wrestler.
even as much as he openly despises Jackson Argos, he's a good wrestler.
Yeah.
So hands down.
for mine, and so I'm going to say the obvious face that never turned heel, and that is John Cena. And I will give an exact moment he should have turned heel. It was the Monday night after Money in the Bank 2011. And it should have been a double turn with
Okay.
Punk. That's Punk.
Oh, okay, Punk. Okay.
And it should have been a double turn.
Okay.
And they
Yeah.
should have kept Punk off TV, and Cena runs roughshod over the entire locker room. When he tries to get fired, he straight up just beats the shit out of Vince McMahon. There's no Triple H coming in and saying the board of directors doesn't think you have it and we're going to have to make you step down and crying all the time bullshit. No, that doesn't happen. Cena beats the hell out of the WWE for embarrassing him.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Vince said, you can't do it, I'm going to cheat, and cost Cena the match in Money in the Bank, and he would have snapped there and said, no, this has never been about the WWE universe, this has been about me carrying this company. You guys want to boo me? Screw you. I've been the reason you show up every Monday night, not Punk. He's gone now, and this company would be nothing without me. And that's what I would have done. Now, the heel turn, the face to heel turn that I think is the most important of the last decade, is when Kevin Steen kicked out Generico in the dick at Final Battle 2009.
Yeah.
Man,
And told him he hates his...
Whatever
and-
happened to El Generico?
I don't know. I
He
hear
went to
he's at an
Mexico.
orphanage
Yeah.
in
He went
Mexico.
he went back to Mexico to deal with the orphans.
We deal with the orphans?
Yeah,
You know,
deal with them, Sword.
That's
You
ominous.
get it.
That's
You
ominous.
get it.
you've seen
No,
you've
I don't
seen
know if
his
I like that.
promo with Colt Cabana, right?
Not recently, no. I
The
gotta
one where he's
recall,
throwing dollars at the janitor.
yeah.
but- Gotcha.
No, I think that kick-started
Mhm.
everything we see in NXT, everything we see in the modern generation of independent wrestlers to main event wrestlers
Mhm.
in the big companies, and also kicked off the switch from tape trading to on-demand internet subscription stuff, because it was that entire saga of Steen turning on Generico was
Mhm.
what made Ring of Honor, made Colt Cabana, made Jay Lethal, took the stink of TNA off of Jay Lethal,
Yes.
made Kevin Steen finally.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
without them, I
And-
don't know what the current wrestling landscape would look like, but
Yeah.
it involves all of
Yeah.
that. That changes the way wrestling is viewed now, is because of that year-long storyline.
Dig it.
And now it made long-term booking not a scary thing to do. Although the WWE still thinks it's scary, it's not. You can book a year-long thing and it'd be good.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's
Although-
my face to heel turn. That was
It
the
is
most
kind of
important.
difficult to book a year-long thing right now. So, to be fair.
Present times excluded,
Yes.
Sorg.
I think most of what we've complained about booking wise in the first half of the show, company issues and such aside, those are other choices. But I think most booking issues we've had tonight are because we're in the situation we are in. So
Side question to the big question.
okay,
Can we talk about Roman Reigns, please?
no, that's enough of that. We got something more important to talk about
Do we now? What is it?
because we have our homework assignment,
Mhm.
which is from SummerSlam 2010. Melina versus Alicia Fox. We had a substitute teacher last week that assigned this. I watched this match, and I watched a little bit of it because the main event was the Nexus 7-on-7 match. So
that's another one for the big question. What would have happened if Daniel Bryan was allowed to be a heel with the Nexus during the Nexus storyline? But I digress. Go ahead.
He's the last
the
survivor.
Substitute teacher sucked, by the way.
Whoa. 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 By the way,
professor.
This is the point where I'm going to just point out Tina's comment. Tony's dying on multiple petty hills tonight.
You are absolutely right, Tina. I am dying on every petty hill the size of a molehill, humanly possible, because damn it, I make wrestling better just by listening to my voice.
Wow, he rips right through the Mayhem show, just like John Cena should have ripped through the roster after CM Punk got the belt.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, we had our assignment. The epic showdown, as made popular by some girl's comment on Tough Enough that one time. I watched it. It actually wasn't a bad match.
Yeah, no, it was fine.
It actually was not a bad match. You know,
like it was fine. Like, the story was Melina coming back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia Fox has always been underrated.
Oh, absolutely.
Always been underrated. Poor Alicia Fox. Like, there was a reason that Ronda's first televised match on free TV was against Alicia Fox.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason for it. Like, Alicia Fox is fantastic. Like, the only like bad part about this match was I think they wanted Melina to sell a knee injury, and Alicia never picked up on that.
Right, because she started attacking other things, and the commentators kind of called her out for it.
Alicia completely missed attacking the leg being the target point during the entire match.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple other things. Melina killed Big Bird, apparently, or for her gear, which was weird.
Yeah.
I felt like Jim Henson was rolling over his grave on that one.
I thought she looked like Simba during the "I just can't wait to be king" thing. Like when he sticks his head.
When he puts his head through the flowers to make his own mane. Yeah, no, that's one.
There has to be something happening at the time that had context for that, right?
No, not Melina. Melina never had context for her furry boots.
No.
It was just Uggs were popular at the time, so she just decided to fur her boots.
By the way, this is Melina who snubbed Bobby F. J. Town at Steel City Con one time.
No, well, the thing is, let's be clear. Bobby just said, "Hey, that's Melina," and then Melina looked over and walked away.
Hey,
like that's a snub.
Melina.
I was there. I saw it happen. It was. I do feel bad for Bobby about that, but.
I do have to say I was dreading this match because all I know about this match is obviously the Tough Enough.
Yes.
Thing. That being said, this match might be the best match ever of all time. From a minute window, if this is the only match, if this is the match that you watched, that was the only women's match you watched because you got signed to Tough Enough as a Divas participant, and you were told to watch the latest the latest pay-per-view, and this was the match you watched, yes, this is the best match you've ever seen with women in it. It's not bad, it's not good, but at that time period, it was $1 million. I really do think Alicia Fox is underrated. I agree with Mad Mike on that one. She is a steady hand in the ring. She doesn't blow you away, but she doesn't dangerously put her opponent in harm's way.
I also want to point out for context that infamous comment was made on the show that aired starting in October of the same year.
Yep.
It was
realistically, it was the first female match Cameron had seen live because I'm pretty sure they took them all to that SummerSlam. So
it really isn't a fair thing to throw at Cameron, talking about that and like rolling your eyes and laughing about it, because it is a good match. Actually watch the match. If she would have said something completely out of left field, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a really bad Divas match that
like something with Jackie Gaeta in it.
Yeah, like Jackie Gaeta versus Rico was the best match of all time, which I'm sure happened at some point. Because weren't they teamed up together? And
they were teamed
Rico
up at some point.
I'm sure Rico would be the one who heel turned on Jackie Gaeta in that situation. Because Rico was a scumbag.
And an American.
Actually a good person in real life, but his character was a scumbag. But I digress. That being said, watching this match made me realize how important proper teachers are to things of this nature, how important it is to be taught by actual professors, actual teachers, and not substitutes who were D2 athletes and got their education degree because they kind of had to and didn't make it to the big
you know
leagues.
what?
So they became a gym teacher, and they're also teaching history on the side.
Are you saying a substitute teacher is not a college graduate of professional wrestling?
No. I'm sure it's a degree. I don't know where from.
I mean, he's no Dr. Tom Pritchard, but I'm not going to hold that against him.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying sometimes you don't know what you got till it's gone. And
hey, you know what? Blame the other teacher for leaving then. Leaving us in the lurch.
You know what? I just can't because on Rate My Teacher, which is a 5 out of 5 stars, Professor Jacob Edwin is the only 6 out of 5 stars on RateMyTeacher.com.
On RateMyTeacher.com. Wow. I've still never seen his credentials. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we'll work on that. So, any other thoughts on this match before we move on?
I like the commentary was actually, if you don't listen to Jerry Lawler, if you don't listen to Jerry Lawler, Matt Striker actually showed what a good commentator can do, because while Alicia Fox missed the working the leg spot, Matt Striker very eloquently said, I talked to her before. I don't think she's going for it because she wants to beat Melina at her best and not have any excuses. And that right there, it's a one-line thing, excuses the whole thing.
Stryker did do a great job on this match. Jerry Lawler, every time I have to watch one of these homework lessons, this is now the 3rd show I've come on, Jerry Lawler tends to be one of the commentators, and unless he's with JR, I want to punch him. He is what JR is in 2020 in 2008.
Yeah.
Wow.
Goodness said, bury myself.
Wow.
Goodness said, bury myself.
I hate when Matt Striker is being put down for basically being really good at his job.
Yeah, he's actually studying.
This bothered me back then. This bothers me now. I was so happy when he got to Lucha Underground and he got to be Matt Striker without bounds.
True story, and I know this is a true story because I've read it on the internet. I was always under the impression, and I don't know where I remember reading this, but that Matt Striker was told that he was making the other commentators look bad, so Vince was feeding him false information to bring up so the other guys could correct him. And I read it on the internet, so it must be true.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it happened a lot in matches. It wasn't a coincidence that it was happening a lot in matches.
No.
Matt Striker. A Matt Striker Joe. I'm going to say something really out of left field here. A Matt Striker Joey Styles ECW commentary team, when they rebooted to WWE ECW, might have actually helped.
Oh yeah, God. Now, I'm shocked that AEW hasn't tried to get Matt Striker. That's someone who I would have gone for.
I wonder what is Matt Striker?
They want a better Matt
Where
Striker.
would you have him?
They have but they got Excalibur. I think Excalibur is your Matt Striker in this situation.
Excalibur is Matt Striker from PWG. I mean,
you got Tony.
Excalibur was doing that in PWG. If you're gonna, and he's honestly, if Matt Striker doesn't want to do commentary right now for a big company and just wants to do his own thing, I completely get it. Excalibur is a great secondary option. You know what else is a good tri-area option in case Excalibur can't show up. Tony Kincaid. Tony Khan, I know I've been dissing you a lot today, but if you need to call me, my number is, I'll text it to you. Just slide into my DMs at Tony Kincaid on Twitter. We follow each other. I follow you. You can follow me back. But then we'll talk it out.
There you go.
I will say one positive thing about the AEW commentary team. During the 8-man tag match, JR had his famous line that I think he always thinks is so hilarious, where he says, "Stu, don't call me Dick Grayson." Like that doesn't add anything. Just call him Stu Grayson. But he accidentally called him Dick Grayson, which is why you don't do stuff like that. And then for like a brief 20 seconds, Excalibur and Tony Schiavone, of all people, argued about which Robin Stu Grayson actually was.
Yes.
I think I caught a little bit of that. I'm like, wait, what's happening right now? Yeah.
It was great.
This is it. This is like Mike. This is the kind of stuff that happens on Dark that I love. Okay, like this.
Okay, I'm still not watching it.
Okay.
Like,
That's okay. Botchamania will deliver you the good parts.
Sorg and I mentioned briefly about just the story about Billy Gunn and his son, who got his start in professional wrestling
Gum Club
by holding other people's gum.
Mm-hmm.
And Taz just sat there going, wait.
Are you ribbing me, bro?
Really? He even said, "Yeah, I am."
He still didn't get it because they probably filmed it like 2 in the morning. Yeah.
And it was just going on and on and
great.
on. And that's the thing with Excalibur. You don't know when he's actually being a smartass or he actually knows what he's talking about.
I think that's actually a problem in Gorilla for them, is that there's no one in Gorilla to tell them to wrap it up and get back to the match.
Yeah.
I don't think Cody has the ability to tell JR to stop rambling.
Because
no one produces JR. I guarantee
I think that's
he
it
doesn't
too.
have anyone in his ear.
Yeah. That was probably one of the rules.
JR needs everyone needs someone in his ear. Even I need people in my ear.
Vampire. Well, didn't our friend Chris Joseph? Hi, Chris. Saw you on Twitter yesterday. Thank you for answering my question. Doink the Clown. Yes, he is the leader of Retribution. But didn't he say it wasn't him that said, or maybe it was Matt on an interview somewhere else, that Vampiro coming on, a part of it was that he would not get edited on Lucha Underground. I'm sure aside from the things that they actually definitely needed to edit, they couldn't get on television, because if you give Vampiro, that rope, I don't know. He also has like a talk show now. I need to check that out. But anyways, no, I can completely see JR coming in with that role of you do not. Wait, this is off the thing. Okay, we have
another.
We have a new assignment. We have a new substitute teacher. I've received the video. We have a new substitute teacher. We're trying things out here in the off weeks. Well, we got to try things out. Listen, man, you just don't go with the first pair of pants you find at Walmart. You try a couple different pairs out.
I don't know. We went with the first guy for a couple solid months, Sorg.
Well, the first guy was the one that was
without
assigned.
any credentials.
Listen, that was the one.
Nothing.
That was the assigned pair of pants, and now we're looking for a new pair of pants because that one has a hole in it. Anyways, moving on. We do have a new teacher, a new assignment. Let's go see what is in store for us as I double check that their volume is on this time.
Wrestling Mayhem Show, how you doing? What's up? It is your Professor Chris LaRusso here to give you your homework assignment for the coming week.
Wait,
now,
he's drinking on the job?
Homework assignment matches suggested so far, and they've been pretty good. They've had something to offer, but I want to actually share a match with you that I assign as mandatory viewing for all of my wrestling students, that was assigned as mandatory viewing for me by names like Rip Rogers, Les Thatcher, Lance Storm, and numerous others. The first time I saw this match was at the NWA Fan Fest training camp. I attended it, it's probably about 4 or 5 years ago now at this point. This match is for the NWA World Heavyweight title. All right, Pat O'Connor versus Nature Boy Buddy Rogers. This match is considered by some to be the first modern professional wrestling match. And this match is pretty much responsible for modern match structure, modern selling, a lot of things in modern professional wrestling can be traced all the way back to this match. It's 2 out of 3 falls, and I think that even giving a little bit of leeway for the age of the match, it's still exciting, it's still at a good pace, and there's still something I think to be learned from it. So watch up, and I'll be on the Mayhem show in a couple weeks to discuss it and to grade your homework.
There you go. Professor Chris LaRusso, who will be joining us next week on the show to discuss this match.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay, I
make
was
sure
going
you
to say,
take some
wow,
notes.
is this a multiple week assignment? Like,
No.
Yeah,
He filmed it like last week, so at the time it was a couple weeks. So also,
Yeah,
obviously, he had been drinking.
I have not. I'm not going to be on the show next week, obviously, because Chris LaRusso, a much bigger guest than I am. I'm only brought in when Sorg really needs someone to fill in and keep the acid level at its proper pH balance. But this is a phenomenal match. What LaRusso said, I've been told to watch this match before by people too, and I'm a commentator. So this is one of the like, I think this is on a list of like the 10 matches you have to see before you die type deals.
oh, okay.
Have fun, guys.
Fantastic. We will have it linked as a YouTube video, I believe, that he gave me. That will be linked in the show notes for this show. If you're not having those wherever you're listening, go over to WrestlingMayhemShow.com and look up
Also,
this
Sorg,
episode.
there's a question in the chat room.
Mm-hmm.
Podner wants to know how many weeks a teacher can have off before they get an HR warning. It's a valid question.
If they have vacation days built up, they can do up to 3 weeks.
Yeah, like if it's PTO time, just
Do we have? Do we have?
Okay, so right now.
Do we have
right now,
vacation days? Do we have vacation? Do we have it? Do
Wait.
we have vacation days?
Sorg, is
Who are you
it
talking to?
is it paid vacation?
Hey, what, do you get paid?
You don't?
Do I get paid?
I got paid.
I guess not.
I need
I
to
got paid by
check my
Twitch at one
contract.
point, but that's like
I got paid on Cameo though.
Sorg, you don't own our real names.
Right, Mad Mike, if that is your real name.
It is.
Right, the Rizz, if that is your real name.
My name
my
is
real name is
Ad-
the.
The hyphen Rizz, comma the. What is happening right now?
Like, it was weird because this is a side note. Somebody at work like emailed me with my actual last name first,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like,
Well, they
nobody
did-
knows me here. Except for one of our mutual friends, but that's a different thing.
Who paid me in Bitcoin here?
Well, you know,
You know,
That's not
yeah,
real.
it's not real.
That's an investment. You know,
Yeah, it's just tuck it under.
Hey,
Dude,
Yeah,
you
but
know-
since you paid, when you paid me, it was worth $25, and in the 2 hours I've been talking,
Hey,
I now owe them
hey,
$300.
just stuff your
$3.
bitcoins between your
buyer
mattresses
beware, dude.
and come back to it later. Guys, what did you learn from wrestling, not bitcoins, this week?
Oh,
Anybody ready to
I
go?
learned
Chat room?
that Pittsburgh is
Oh God.
like I was in the chat, and I learned that like everywhere in Pittsburgh looks like the place the Polycult Mansion is.
So if
'Cause-
you're like, I wonder where the Polycult Mansion is, you have no idea.
No,
because
because
every backyard in Pittsburgh looks like it.
when I was in the chat room,
Hmm.
somebody outside Pittsburgh goes, "Where is this? I want to know." And I'm looking at it, going, "I might know where this is." Oh wait, everywhere looks like this in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And how like just having that cool concept and having it free on
We're talking about MV Young's Polycall Party 2. It's on Twitch, part of Go Professional Wrestling over on Twitch. Please go watch it. The first one should be up on their YouTube page as well. Fantastic stuff there.
And like hanging out with people that I've hung out with on Twitter and on the social medias and talking to them about wrestling and about how cool it is, and just talking to people on Twitch, making sure that they're having a good time as well. It was fun. It was fun watching professional wrestling, not having to deal with, should I like this guy, or should I like this independent wrestler, or should I like that, and should I hate that independent wrestler because of shit in the past. I know the people that MV Young would have, and I know the people that I've seen MV Young have, and I've seen MV Young wrestle, and I've seen the people he puts on these shows, and I was thoroughly entertained. The people I was with were thoroughly entertained.
I want to accompany your what you learned along with the tweet that I saw earlier tonight that unfortunately I'm not going to be able to find, so I'm going to have to paraphrase it. But there was MV Young made a tweet earlier tonight about what does it take to get, what kind of people get, or here's the kind of people that get booked on the Polycult Party shows. And it was along the lines of you're somebody that needs to be seen and you're not a shitty person.
Jody. Fucking sword guy.
Yeah. But anyways, pancake. Yes, the Bundertaker.
Oh.
PB Smooth, the big game Leroy that played his Nintendo Switch through most of his match with Pretty Boy Smooth. No, absolutely. David Lawless on this show. I loved everybody cheering David Lawless for winning his case over G-Raver when he came out, until he started just calling us all a bunch of.
Did someone try to use the tennis racket against him
until
and he just said objection?
Right, until he started calling us liberals. So yeah, no, absolutely. So no, that was a blast. That was a big blast.
Wrestling can be good.
Absolutely.
Sorg, I learned that AEW doesn't know how battle royals work.
Okay.
Because the final elimination, and I don't know, this could be addressed on Dynamite tomorrow. So if it is, I retract what I learned and say I learned nothing. But Eddie Kingston, bless his heart, crawled under the bottom rope in the closing moments of the match, climbed up the turnbuckle, and then was knocked to the floor. Technically, never eliminated.
Okay.
Technically, if you step on the top turnbuckle, you have re-engaged with the ring.
He
and
did not.
He
stepped on the middle turnbuckle.
Okay, then you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's not how battle royals.
I rewound to make sure because
By the way,
I didn't want to speak out of turn.
Of course.
But
just want to make sure everybody knows. Mad Mike is saying this, not the Wrestling Mayhem show. Please don't hurt us, Eddie Kingston. Anyways,
I'm saying Eddie Kingston got screwed over and deserves a shot.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with this, and also think Curtis Axel deserves his title shot from several
While
years
we're
ago.
at it,
Hornswoggle as well.
Yes.
Hornswoggle as well.
Maven, no.
No, Maven actually. I always thought Maven was never eliminated. I watched that Rumble back again. He was actually eliminated. Oh, and one other thing I learned about that. I was watching this video. Maven, so Maven wanted Maven to get color for that spot after he eliminated Taker, and Taker beat the shit out of him. But Maven was very nervous because he had never done it before, and he couldn't do the wrestler trick of taking aspirin because he had an allergy to it. So Taker actually got him bourbon.
Oh.
So Maven was mildly tipsy during that whole spot. I remember hearing that.
Was it good bourbon at least? It's Taker.
I mean, it's
was
Taker. It was good bourbon. But yeah, Taker got Maven drunk for that spot. And that's really what I learned this week. That was amazing to me.
I learned if I show up to a show and I see the Rise crew helping set up, the show's gonna go fine.
Yeah.
It was good to see Brandon K and the crew hanging out for that. And it just when you see certain people kind of roll up there for the local support for this, because there was a lot of out of towners. I think like half of the people involved were from like Jersey, New York, things like that. I feel like every time I ask, oh, where did you come in from? It's Jersey was the answer for a lot of these guys. But that kind of instills a lot of confidence when I see something like that. And also I learned how much like I needed this to be around a lot of the wrestling people that are a positive thing in a lot of our lives, and I think a lot of other people needed it too. Like there was a lot of relief on people's faces because this was. I know we do a lot of stuff, telling you obviously with Prospect Pro Wrestling and what we've been doing with Fight Underground, but this was a different vibe than what we've been doing on those closed shows, and it was good to do that. So and it felt safe. It looked. The groups you saw were mostly kind of friend groups and stuff. So like it a lot of people said I felt safe being there. Everything felt pretty cool. People were mostly masked up for most of the day. And then apparently Rizz might have been there. We were unconfirmed apparently.
There's a Rizz doppelganger.
Somebody was asked by several people if he was Rizz apparently at this party, and I'm like, I didn't see a Rizz look-alike, but yeah. And then there was judging of your head shape with somebody on Twitter.
We were comparing.
Yeah, comparing. How's your head shape?
We made the assumption that the mask would probably.
Oh yeah, there's people
cover.
that were there that were talking about on Twitter, and I'm just like, you were there, like with the mask and everything. I kept doing a little kind of like face flash whenever I said hello to somebody again.
When Retribution reveals their leader, I think the leader should take his mask off and reveal another mask, and the mask says, "Hey guys, my name is," and that's the reveal. Like, remember how who was it on Nexus? Was it? It wasn't. I'm
Carver.
Yes,
Carver.
Carver.
I was noticing that
he was the one who made masks cool.
Yeah.
And by masks cool, I mean masks not cool at all, and it's kind of sell this back.
He wore that on the indie shows too. Afterwards, I was like, okay, I guess that's your look.
Hey, he has a T on that.
Was he at the King of Trios that we went to?
He might have been. I don't know. I know he's at one of the local shows here in some tag match with a guy that isn't wrestling anymore.
So what I learned is Wrestling Mayhem show needs more Tony Kincaid. What I really learned, also along those lines, was professional wrestling is the best it can be when it's done by people who are actively feeling like they are contributing to a product and not a piece of a cog in a machine that just keeps going.
Well,
and once the machine says that they don't need you, the cogs fight back. There is an old Danish term. This term sabotage comes from a bunch of Danish workers throwing their shoes called sabots into the gears. And that was the first major strike. Just saying. I learned that from Star Trek 6.
I learned something about Danish Revolution, apparently. You start Star Trek 6? Wow.
Watch Undiscovered Country. It's the best Star Trek movie.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. But,
Forget Wrath of Khan. That's the best one.
Oh. Then you can send the hate mail to goodtimes@wrestlingmayhemshow.com. Care of.
I also, as a side note, I also learned something that was very interesting about wrestling in general. Wrestling in the Pittsburgh area is much better when Zeke Mercer's holding a championship title.
Oh my God, Zeke Mercer!
My boy Zeke Mercer, tag team champions in Eclipse with the Rev Ron Hunt.
Yes,
my boy.
Slight addendum. I'm very happy for Zeke. I'm very happy for Rev. Rev should be banned from posting celebratory pictures.
Yes. And tagging me so every time, and then people keep commenting on it so it gets back in my feed. No.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen.
I understand he was kicking people in the face at Sheets. I understand. Like, wow. Wow.
My boy Zeke Mercer is now a gold holder. Let me tell you something. I say it once every time I'm on Wrestling Mayhem show. If you're not watching 2PW for the top prospects that are coming out of the Pittsburgh scene, including Zeke Mercer, including the Hossman, you are missing out. Watch 2PW. In addition, watch RWA. RWA is one of the most consistent shows out there. Once we have a professional show again, you will see that. Also, I'm a big fan, as a wrestling fan, Fight Underground, great. Eclipse, great. And you can watch them all on the Indie Network.
No, not Eclipse.
Not Eclipse.
Not
You
Eclipse.
cannot watch Eclipse on the Indie Network.
We don't have.
I am
we don't,
sorry.
Yeah, no.
I messed that up.
I like them, but
Sorg is now
we haven't had
shooting
that conversation yet. No, I'm sorry.
Sorg is going to cut my...
There you go. There you go. Before you throw some other people on the network we haven't had a conversation with. So
You can also watch TNA.
No. I mean, sort of.
WCW. Sorg now owns.
I'm going to get another letter from WWE Legal. Thank you.
The name on the contract does say Michael, but it says Michael Sorg.
Wow.
Guys, from the chat room, Podmer learned that a lot of people look like Rizz. Tina learned that there's an opportunity in unexpected places. Super excited to see what all the collective shows are going to be in the second weekend of October.
Oh, I hope they do the Great Sweatpants Battle Royal.
I have not heard. I know
I hope somehow that
Effie's
happens.
Big Gay Bash should be happening.
Yep.
So
It's happening in Indiana, Indianapolis.
Oh no, yeah, in Indiana. AIW just had their show with GCW. Like it's going down in Indiana. This is like the wrestling mecca right now. So that's why the collective is happening in Indiana. Because if you need to do wrestling, you go to Indiana. West Virginia hasn't figured it out. Pittsburgh is not figured it out. I'll just say Pittsburgh has not figured it out for live shows. Somehow Altoona's doing stuff, but hey guys, it's gonna get cold. Get it while you can. These guys are doing it in October in Indiana. Oh man, wear a coat. So they're gonna be the canary in the coal mine for that one. But because it's outside, right? It's got to be outside, right? Are we expecting it?
I mean, it would have to be. Yeah.
I at this point, I don't know if we're gonna lift those rules by then. So we'll see what happens. Oh, geez. Guys, it's been exhausting. Tony Kincaid, you just plugged everything. I don't think we need to go through that again. We know where to see you. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me as always. Look forward to the next time, which will probably be in a couple weeks.
There you go. There you go.
Much.
Going down the line. Mad Mike 483 on the twits.
Yeah, I'm on there. Also, go to Big E's Instagram.
Yes.
At Big E at WWE Big E, I think, on Instagram. If not, you can find him. He's the guy that's big and also E. Buy this shirt. It's great. It's a really nice shirt. All proceeds go to the NAACP.
There you go.
Like, seriously, and I didn't notice this when I bought it, but it also has all the names.
Yes.
Of everyone in the background. I didn't notice them when I bought it.
Support those causes that your favorite professional wrestler support so they can continue to be a voice for change all up and down the world, because this is no longer a time when staying silent is right. Silence is violence right now.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And you can me you can find me on Facebook if you disagree with me. Look up Tony Kincaid and I'll come at you. Come at me, honestly.
There you go. The Rizz plays games on Twitch.
You can look me up on there and not come at me. It is still September. Yes, September. And I got a little something for you. On IndyWrestling.us, you can actually subscribe for there. So Sorg, you're in for September.
Oh.
Which is for this month only, September. You can either purchase 1 month subscription, 3 month subscriptions, or 6 months. Or a 6 month subscription. First month subscription for this month only, instead of $4.99, is going to be $3.99. For 3 months, it's going to be 25% off. So it's going to be 11/23, which is like the most random number, and also 6 months, $20.96. You can subscribe.
11/23 is the Fibonacci sequence.
Yes,
So
but
it's
you
not
can
random.
you can subscribe to me at Rizz Plays Games. You can subscribe to Indy Wrestling .us, which I have in the background right here. See, look right back here.
Is that a Derek Direction against Ziggy Heim? Wait, aren't they buddies
sure
now?
is.
Aren't they buddies
They
now?
sure are.
What?
So yeah, just give us a little, just give us a little bit. It's fine. Also, if you have Amazon Prime or whatever they have, whatever they're calling it now, Prime Gaming, Twitch Prime, whatever, you get one free subscription per month. So you can subscribe to me, then you can subscribe to the Indy Mayhem show, Indy Wrestling US. Then you can subscribe to me again, and back and forth, and so on and so forth. And yeah, that's what I have been doing. Come join me on this September journey.
There you go. Go check it out. Thank you, Rizz.
Let's sail away.
I'm currently attempting to order the Biggie and New Day shirt that Mike was talking about. Also, this is not WB Shop.
No, it's not.
That makes me more apt to drop $35 on a shirt with shipping.
That's why I bought it.
Yeah. So getting that 2X right now. I don't know about the $1 for shipping protection, but yeah. So
It actually got to me pretty quick.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, pretty quick.
Take that, mail. Thank you, everybody. It's been an interesting and long show. We hope you guys enjoyed. Please go check out everything else happening at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, IndyWrestling.us, and SorgatronMedia.com. We are scheduled to have an interview later this week on the Indy Mayhem Show, scheduled to be talking with one Boomer Payne, the original high-stakes champion here in the area. So we'll be catching up with him because, as another guy, I don't know too much about his history, so we're going to educate it with that as well. So look for that later in this week. We'll have a schedule up on IndyWrestling.US's Facebook page for the premiere and the YouTube page, and of course a lot of great stuff rolling out over the next couple of days. So please, I encourage you to go check out that YouTube page as well. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, Mayhem doesn't have an outro because it's not set up, but Mayhem out.
Did you say until?
Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndyWrestling.us. Check out IWC, RWA, and more. And listeners like you, support this show at Patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Just wait.